Diet and nutrition is really important with regard to adrenal fatigue. And I've got this kind of prioritized list that I've learned about or that I've created with regard to how people with adrenal fatigue need to eat. First and foremost, control the blood sugar. So the first and more important than anything else is you've got to eat a hypoglycemic diet. I mean, I've had people having, 3 meals a day on the road, fast food, right? Okay, if that's where you're at, it's not my preference, right? But if that's where you're at, that's where you're at. We've got to do it in a way where we can control the blood sugar. So it's got to be small, frequent meals. It's got to be more protein and fat, lower sugar and carb. If you're going to McDonald's, skip the fries, don't get the soda, get a water, throw a salad in there, right? There you go, hypoglycemic diet. First and foremost, control the blood sugar. Number 2, food allergy avoidance. The majority of my patients develop food allergies over time because of this physiologic shift, suppressed immune, suppressed digestion together. You just made this lovely garden to develop food allergies and all kinds of gut problems. It's hard not to develop food allergies. What I learned was that if I identified and dealt with the food allergies sooner rather than later, people felt better quicker. That's a good thing. I think we're just at least scooping that out of the bucket, because every time you eat a food you're sensitive to, you can have a variety of kinds of reactions. And food allergies are a little interesting. It doesn't have to be a gut reaction. It's not going to be something like anaphylactic or something. You might not react for even 24 to 48 hours. It might be subtle, joint pain, headache, palpitation, whatever it might be. So if we identify the food allergies and eliminate those, people get better quicker. So food allergy avoidance. However you end up identifying those food allergies, elimination diet, testing, whatever it might be. Number 3, eat real food. If you can picture it grazing or growing, eat it. Other than that, probably not a good idea, right? Because all that other stuff I've heard people talk about, you want to eat when you go to a supermarket, right? Go around the periphery, the veggies and the meats and fruit and the dairy and all that stuff, right? All that stuff that's in the middle, in bags and boxes and cans, this food is made by a chemist in a white lab coat in a big corporate building. That's not real food, right? Eat real food. Next, eat organic. Eat whole foods, organic, less chemicals, less MSG, stuff like that, right? So go organic, because it is documented that organic foods are farmed in soils that have more nutrient rich. Now you're getting more nutrient rich foods. Looking at an organic apple compared to a conventional apple, organic food is better than kind of conventional food. The last priority is a little more advanced, eating kind of like our ancestors did. Local, eating local, maybe local farms, things like that. Local and seasonal. I'm not sure I was meant to eat pineapples in the middle of winter in the state of Pennsylvania, right? My ancestors would never have seen that food. There's something to that. The other thing our ancestors used to do is they would eat fermented foods. And this goes back to a gentleman named Weston A. Price, who was a biological dentist or just a dentist back then, early 1900s, who did a tremendous amount of study on nutrition, westonaprice.org, where it talks about all kinds of his stuff. What he found when he studied these indigenous cultures, he found that people would eat a lot of fermented foods, all organic, mineral-rich, nutrient-rich, and every one of these cultures that he studied, they revered nutrient-dense foods like organ meats, fish roe, right? He didn't find a vegan source out there. So that's a little more advanced, right? But we've got hypoglycemic diet first and foremost, food allergy avoidance, real food, organic food, local, seasonal, Weston Price.